This Saturday night, we'll see the biggest fight of the year when Floyd Mayweather takes on Canelo Alvarez. But we'll also get something that almost never happens with big fights. We won't just get a decent undercard, which is rare enough, but we may also get the best undercard for a big fight in recent memory. If Mayweather-Canelo is the biggest fight that can be made right now, then perhaps the best fight that can be made right now is Danny Garcia and Matthysse. For months, it looked like this fight wasn't going to happen. And why would it? Two exciting, marketable guys under the same promotional banner. We've seen it time and time again, and when that happens, the two fighters just never face one another. This time, though, they will, and the best 140-pounders on the planet will decide who is the legitimate and lineal champion. It's a battle between a guy in Garcia whose accomplishments, people believe, have exceeded his skill set, and Matthysse, very much the opposite, the uncrowned king of the weight class. And what everyone can agree upon is that both men are a lot of fun to watch in the ring and have produced nothing but exciting fights since stepping onto the world stage. On this card, they represent a safety net of sorts, a fight that promises action even if nothing else delivers. Now, the other world title fight on the card certainly can't promise action and likely won't deliver it, but if you're a fan of subtle boxing skill and feel-good stories, then you'll certainly enjoy Ishe Smith's IBF junior middleweight title defense against Smith-Molina. Both men have scratched, clawed, and spoiled their way to the top of the division, despite a lack of assistance on their way up. Neither guy is the second coming of Zach Padilla in there, but it's a solid, high-level, elite title bout that can just as easily have been a one-sided showcase fight on this undercard instead. And finally, the broadcast will open up with new Money Team signee Ashley Theophane and Pablo Cesar-Cano. Theophane is a recent Commonwealth light welterweight title holder who has hung around the Mayweather gym long enough to wind up on his payroll. Cano, meanwhile, has fallen short recently against veterans Eric Morales, Paulie Malignaggi, and Shane Mosley, but made all three of those very fun fights. And that's what this one should be. Both men aren't prospective world titleists, but there's a place for entertaining, solid fighters, just as there has always been. Now, had Austin Trout and Erislandy Lara had been added to the card as originally expected, this one might have drawn comparisons to the stacked Don King bills of the early 90s. This one doesn't belong in that conversation by any means, but by modern standards, it's more than worth the money.